welcome back to Adelaide Eternal October Legacy Tournament for 2018. I'm Jackson, and I'm joined by Beckett today in the booth.
G'day, guys.
Alrighty, so today we have a matchup. It's lands versus death and taxes, which is a pretty interesting one.
Yeah, look, we've got Brad Fielke on the left and Michael Hearn on the right. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Brad. I did ask him before I started recording how to pronounce it, but I've already forgotten. Should we go and have a look at the deck lists?
Yep.
So Brad's on the left on Death and Taxes, and Jackson's our resident Death and Taxes guru. Do you want to talk about his list?
Yeah, for sure. Everything looks pretty stock standard. You know, there was that sort of brief period where people were trying out Brightling, but I think it is correct to not run it at the moment.
Really?
So,
I've been getting crushed by it in Highlander, so
yeah.
I feel like it's good, but yeah, it's a different format.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, some lists are dropping to 2 crackers, but three seems really good. Sideboard seems mostly pretty stock. Sort of War and Peace is interesting, but
So going over to Michael's list, he's on lands. He's got a beautiful deck, actually.
Yeah.
He's got like the real tabernacle and everything's lovely. Lands, again, pretty stock standard, I'd say. I don't really know too much about what they run, like which percentage of how many cards, you know, which ones are 4 ofs, which ones are 3 ofs exactly. But it looks like it's got everything that it needs. They're running a few more of the cycle lands, so Sheltered Thicket, etc. And also he's got in the sideboard Force Sphere Resistance, which is that new tech, or if I just don't play Storm, so no one ever plays. I feel like that might be pretty normal.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played against lands with a deck that is relevant to Sphere of Resistance.
Right, yeah, me too.
And the Ancient Tomb, I'm not sure if that's stock either. That seems really interesting.
Yeah, maybe for Chalice of the Void and maybe an early choke or something, or for the Spheres. I'd say it's probably for the Spheres. The other thing I really like is Molten Vortex, and I've actually seen the new Experimental Frenzy. Michael's not running it, but Experimental Frenzy is being run by some lands now. Yeah, seems so good. a few more red spells coming out of lands. Should we get down to the games?
Yeah, sounds good.
Who do you think's favoured in this one? Oh, sorry, also featuring my cat, if you hear her. She's going to be joining us in the commentary a bit.
Yeah.
Who do you think's favoured?
That's tricky. I mean, when I played D&T, I found lands not my worst matchup, but things like Richard Port, Phyrexian Revoker, Sanctum on 2's really good. Sanctum Prelate on 2's shots off a lot, so it's pretty interesting matchup, that's for sure.
So Michael's on the play, and we had a brief squiz at their hands before, but I don't know. I saw lands and spells, right?
I think I saw an Eighth of Isle and Mirror Crusader,
and I saw lands and Life from Loam. So I think they both got pretty decent hands.
Yeah. Alright, so just fetching a Tiger. Okay, and Exploration. It's always a nice way to start for lands.
Yeah, I think Punishing Fire is going to be one of the more relevant cards in this matchup. While one's pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, no. Punishing Fire is, as an ex-D&T player, Punishing Fire is pretty horrendous. So okay.
So we played and filmed this just before the Melbourne GP.
Yeah.
And we had a blast at Melbourne GP. We all went down, the whole team, all of us.
Yep.
Played a bit of Eternal formats. They didn't have any vintage, unfortunately, but we had a massive Highlander tournament with 98 players, which was really, really sweet to see.
Yeah, Highlander was amazing.
Yeah, and then we just grinded out Legacy for the rest because we didn't even play the main event. So had a blast there, got a lot of good practice in, learnt heaps. That was a lot of fun, and still so much to learn about this format, isn't there?
Yeah.
We've been playing it for years, and
I feel like it's still adjusting from the top band. So
well, from the top band, and then there's been the Shaman band.
Yeah, the Shaman band as well.
Yeah.
Well, Miracles is still finding its feet. It's going all sorts of ways.
So is that a Dark Depths and a Ghost Quarter? So yeah, Michael's. I'm not sure if he wants to go for a fast Dark Depths and try to dig for it, or if he wants to just sort of slow the game down with Punishing Fires. I guess it depends on his hand. Yeah, I reckon I like lands game 1, to be honest.
Yep.
I think it's just like got a faster combo and doesn't get like taxed as much by the Death and Taxes style because it can run so many lands, etc.
Well, Wasteland's not that good when you're playing like
Wasteland's not that good.
2 lands a turn and loan. All right, so Dark Depths is down. Okay.
It's a bit early almost. I would even consider holding it in hand and then waiting for Brad to get both because you got the exploration.
Yeah.
So you might as well just go like Dark Depths and Thespian Stage.
Yeah, yeah.
So that you don't like get wastelanded here.
I just want to quickly consult Brad's list actually, because D&T has been running Remorseful Cleric pretty often, and that to shut down, if he wastelanded debts, vialed that in, got rid of it out of his graveyard, that could really slow him down quite a bit.
Well, there's always you'd know better than most, but I feel like you can run even the slight changes in D&T make a big difference. 2 of here, 1 of there, 3 of there, kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, Palace Jailer is another relatively newish. Not that new, but if you're a Death and Tax player, it's probably not new to you. But if you don't play Legacy regularly, you might not have seen it. And I've found Palace Jailer to be really, really interesting.
Okay, there's no Remorseful Cleric. Palace Jailer is one of those probably. I swear there's about 30 or 40 cards you honestly could make an argument for in D&T. Do
you like it?
In certain metas, yeah. Depends, sometimes you sort of just play it and then you just.
It's such a weird card, man. I was playing it in Highlander, and I just found myself citing it out a lot. But because it's sort of really good against control decks because you get the draw every turn, and they can't get the monarchy back from you.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's also really good against creature decks because it can exile a big annoying creature and let you push through. So I don't know. Is it just good against Delver decks? I don't know.
when I played one for a while, it definitely won me a few games. So, all right, we've got Loam again. I think some life gain from the Grove has been missed here and there. 21.
It could have just been tapping for colours as a potential because he's got Tager out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Caracas here against the Dark Depths is another good way. Death and Taxes can just crush the entire game plan of lands.
Yeah.
Although
Michael did have a Ghost Quarter floating around, I believe.
He does. So same logic. If you're Brad, do you sand back the Caracas? But at the same time, they can sort of almost do it instant speed with a crop rotation. Yeah. It's an awkward one. They've both got ways of dealing with it. I do think I like Michael game 1.
Yeah, I think lands is favoured. Yeah, it's interesting. So, Batterskull Violin Stoneforge getting Batterskull seems good.
Is there anything Michael's scared that is going to get violed in that will like a Flicker Wisp or something to Violin to hit the Merit Lage token? Is he worried about something like that?
Yeah, and So I remember when I played a game, I did have this almost lock going where I had Sanctum on 2, and then I had a Flicker Wisp and Mother of Runes, and I essentially could just endlessly blank the Merit Lodge because I could just pro black every turn, and there wasn't too much the lands play could actually do. So it's interesting. He's got a few options. Flicker Wisp is definitely fantastic for the depths combo. So okay, Port's not doing heaps right now.
It's a lot of lands out there. No. And in case you didn't see, Michael's got Mana Bond, which lets him drop his whole hand, provided that they're lands, basically. Ghost Court on the Caracas.
Seems good.
No, not the Richmond Port, Brad. The Caracas, cheeky boy. And he's got... So that's not his hand. That all those lands are in play.
Yeah.
And he's going for it here.
Right.
I reckon it's basically Flicker Wisp or bust, right?
Yep.
Or are there any other flyers in Death and Taxes? Remorseful Cleric?
Yeah, that's true.
Which he doesn't run. You could go Remorseful Cleric, Pro Black. But even then, a lot of these land decks are running that Sajiri Refuge.
Yep.
Pro protection from colour.
That's good.
And you can crop rod it out or something.
Okay.
Batterskull. He's on 21 though, so he can take a swing from the Marit Large.
Yeah.
That's one annoying part about playing against Death and Taxes, because when you play against a lot of other decks like Thoughtseizing and Fetch, rah, so it doesn't matter too much. But being on 21 life is a whole turn, because Michael doesn't really have any other ways to pressure or. I guess he can Punishing Fire the face, but again, if he's doing the Punishing Fire thing, then there's probably a lot more life that's going to be gained anyway.
That's true. He could even, if you get him for 20 and then just fire,
Yeah, but he's got to do it this turn because the Batterskull token will gain some life as well. So if Brad can hit a flyer off the top, I reckon he's looking pretty good. Mirror Crusader as well.
Ooh, that was a lot of life.
Can he go Mirror Crusader equipped to Batterskull? What is that? And then that's only 12 damage. It's not quite enough, is it?
No. That's nice though.
It's not. It's a lot of damage and a lot of life.
Yeah. And the issue with lands as well is, with the depths combo is he can just keep loading it back. So the threat's there. You deal with it once and then it just sort of comes back. So.
Yeah, but if anyone's going to have pressure, it's probably going to be a double striking Mirror Crusader.
Yep.
Yeah, I reckon it's pretty done here. It's Flicker Wisp or bust.
Yeah.
Or what's that? Sort of Light and Shadow.
Sort of Light and Shadow, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Sack it.
Draw a card. Oh, Dredge Line. Yep. Nice.
To be fair to Michael, it looks like a bit of a slow roll, but to be fair, again, he doesn't know that there's not going to be some Flicker Wisp or Flash and Remorseful Cleric chump block. That's nice.
Tabernacle's nice. Yep. That sort of puts a bit of a stranglehold in his mana, although he do have the 2 vials. For the sake of stalling, even a Swords on the Marit Large.
Yeah, Swords on Marit Large is
a lot of life, but
it's very relevant. Honestly, no. Well, that's another option. Swords. I mean, he gains 20 life, but Mirror Crusader is a huge amount of damage, especially on a Batterskull, and I don't think it would take long for you to assemble doing some serious damage a turn.
Yeah.
I think Swords would actually be a really good top deck from Brad here.
Yeah. Michael will have to definitely remember to pay that one for that Marit Large, though.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that. Okay. So.
Kill some mums, maybe.
Yeah.
He's got to keep up at least. I think he wants to keep up at least one Plains there. Oh, no, he's got Plains in hand. No, that's it.
Okay.
Drew Revoker that turn, so
Revoker.
That's not going to do it.
Revoker, and with Thespian Stage Revoker, it's you can always just copy another land, and then that can copy the depths if you don't have it quite yet.
But I wonder if I feel like Swords there actually would have got there for Brad.
Yeah, it would have been good.
I'm just doing a little bit of bad maths in my head, and I think he would have. Maybe not.
Okay, how much was that? 8? Yeah. Okay, so he's either bluffing some sort of Flick Wisp or.
No, I think it's done. Maybe he's hoping the Tabernacle trigger will be missed. That's fair.
Yeah, you know what? You do it.
It's your card.
You do it. Okay, we're loaming again.
That's in draw step though, right?
Yeah.
Tabernacle's an upkeep. So. Ooh. Did he miss it?
Did he pay the one?
It.
Oh.
He missed it.
Oh.
Brad wins.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, that's interesting. Well,
I mean, we never know. It could just be he was like, I'll just tap one of these. He could have vocalized it saying I'll tap one of these lands for the Marit Large and
plenty of mana to pay for
Brad was
that's for sure.
Brad was sure, just hurry up and kill me. Yeah. We're not sure, but it's a good point. You called it.
Yeah,
it's an option.
Yeah.
Should we check out their sideboards now?
Yeah, definitely.
So again, I think that most likely Michael's siding in tireless trackers because they're big.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Michael has that much.
He's
really?
got Raminap Excavator,
Yeah.
but I don't think he wants it that bad because his wastelands aren't going to be great against a
Chalice.
essentially mono white deck. Chalice,
Not relevant.
not great because there's vials. Choke, definitely not good. Maybe just a few Tireless Trackers, but I don't know. I guess you probably want to keep it relatively the same, right?
Yeah. And he kind of has, I guess, more good card advantage engines anyway. So I'm not even sure if Trackers. Although he's starting boarding 3 cards, I can see. So
it could be the 3 Crossing Grips.
Yeah.
Just the random Batter Skulls, Vials, and
that's true.
Phyrexian Revokers and stuff like that. Although Phyrexian Revoker is non-land, but Revoking could still name like Molten Vortex and other stuff like that. Yeah. And like Mox Diamond even. So there's things I think it's probably either 3 Crossing Grips there, or that's 3 Tireless Trackers.
Yeah, for sure.
And looking at Brad,
you would go Rest in Peace, I would think. Path seems alright.
Containment Priest.
Oh, yep. That seems really good.
Containment Priest so good. Why do they run it main board?
It does switch off your own vials.
That's true. Yep. So Fairy Macabre, I would say, and Council's Judgment is probably a bit slow. Like they're mostly doing end of turn anyway, or like off a crop rock, or just activating end of turn anyway. Yeah,
and if they don't have the deaths, which they can do pretty much end of turn, like what else are they targeting? Like fast. Yeah.
So from Brad, I'd be guessing 1 Priest, 2 Macabre, 1 Path, 1 Surgical, 2 Rest in Peace.
Surgical's solid.
Yeah, Surgical's real good. You can hit the Punching Fires or the Life from Loam, or even if you are able to hit like a Dark Depths off Thespian stage, you can get that and get them.
Yeah, if you get Dark Depths early, that's going to really chunk the game up quite a bit.
But then that's why a lot of these decks run the Tireless Trackers. Yeah. Because people take out, like, they put in all these Surgicals and then you just go like, oh, Tireless Tracker on turn 2.
Yeah.
And then, land, like off an Exploration kind of hand.
Yeah.
And crush them. So
interesting.
Yeah. So who do you think's favourite game 2? I prefer Death and Taxes on the play.
Yeah, I think Death and Taxes definitely gets some points back. But it's hard to say. I mean, sometimes Lands just sort of does what it does. So.
Do you think there's some hands that like Lands is just always going to win no matter what? Like if they both draw their best hand, who
Lands, right? Because Lands just spews it all out for turn 1. I don't know. It's tricky, but definitely, Lands could turbo out like Depths and then just, just 1 Path to Exile and sort of chugs them down. Then a Rest in Peace follow up. That could just lock the game up. So I don't know. It's interesting.
I think I like Brad here. I think Brad's got a lot of ways to Death and Taxes. That is, to slow down the game with paths, etc., and make Michael have to keep doing it, and by that time, Brad will hopefully hit like a Graveyard Hate spell and shut down the recursion of it all. So, and he's also always putting pressure on the board through creatures as well. So we'll go back down to the game. They're shuffling up, and then Brad's slipping that he's left Thalia in his deck. Don't know how relevant that is. I don't think you ever side out Thalia, right?
Yeah. No, not often. It is extremely good. Not that relevant in this matchup, but...
So when we played in Melbourne, there was a huge amount of Death and Taxes and not a lot of lands. It can be different to our proxy events to have like... because not many people own a Tabernacle kind of thing. Like, it's interesting to play against real lands in a legacy tournament. But there wasn't much in Melbourne just because of that, like the price cap. But heaps of people can get Death and Taxes. It is an expensive deck, but I think like you can build the majority of it. Mull from Brad there. You can build the majority of it like cheaply, and then work on the more expensive cards. Yeah, and like they just reprinted Wasteland and Richard Port and stuff like that. And a lot of people already have like Dahlias and stuff, and from their modern decks or whatever. So there's a huge amount of Death and Taxes that I saw in Melbourne. And I guess it's one thing to keep in mind is like the different metas from online, and if you play online or if you play like proxy or if you play like at a big tournament kind of thing.
So it just got me thinking as far as the price difference with these matchups.
Mm.
How many times do you think you could build Death and Taxes in its entirety for the same price as a Tabernacle?
I don't know how much.
I don't know. I'll work it out.
Tabernacle's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's, what is it, around... Is it up to about 2,000 now?
Oh, who knows, mate.
It's getting hectic.
Who
All
knows?
right.
I saw like a couple of years ago, it was like 800.
Okay, MTG Goldfish is saying it's 2,400. So,
Jeez.
all right, D&T is...
How many thallies can you buy with a
How many thousands?
$2,400?
$240.
Like $2,400 worth of Death and Taxes, please.
All right, so Death and Taxes is, according to MTG Goldfish, is an average of 1,036. So you could build 2.5 lots of D&T for one Tabernacle. So it's interesting.
Just the Tabernacle.
The Tabernacle.
Not the rest of the...
not the Mox Diamonds.
Yeah. Oh, man, Mox Diamonds are like a couple $100 as well now, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's a sweet start.
Good.
And is that Michael... Oh, he accidentally played an extra land? Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Oh, tireless tracker here. Imagine going like tireless tracker,
so
land, trigger, sack the clue, 4/3. Thalia.
We got Thalia, okay. Yep.
So he chose to go Thalia over Stoneforge there to hopefully slow down Michael.
Yep.
But I guess it stunts his growth a little bit because he's getting a slower Batterskull.
Tell you what, if you're the D&T player right now, you'd be pretty happy with that basic planes. I mean, imagine if that was like a Caracas, you'd just be locked out the game like already.
Yeah, off the wastelands and forts. I mean,
he's got
sort of
four
what
as
he is.
well. But yeah,
Michael just needs to find something to pressure. This is why tireless tracker post board's so good. Like, it's just it just like lets you capitalize on this sort of land hate where you obviously Michael's wasting and porting. He just needs like a beater to get in there.
Yeah.
I think tracker's perfect for that. But the problem is, you might be wondering, well, why don't they run at main board? It's like because there's so few creatures that he just gobbles up a removal. Like he just eat a fatal push, or like a lightning bolt or something, and the deck's sort of impervious to that game one, and then they get sudded out game two. So that's why the deck doesn't run it in the main board. And Dark Depths and Maze of Ith, this is brutal.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. And I think I can see some lands in Brad's hand, but obviously, Caracas is not long for this world.
Well, yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have Loam, I guess.
He doesn't have Loam, but he can port the Caracas before he cracks the Dark Depths, assuming he hits a Thespian stage. He can port the Caracas before he hits the Dark Depths to prevent the bounce of it.
Yep, seems good. Okay.
Maze of Ith, yep, sure.
No Thalia for you.
It's a beautiful old school art. Maze of Ith as well. I love it.
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot of the original art printings. Old art Richardson and old art Exploration.
Yeah. I love the art on Richardson Port.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's got swords in hand.
Okay.
But obviously with the Maze of Ith, I don't think there's going to be enough pressure from Brad to get there. That's my analysis.
No, land's definitely strong opening, that's for sure. What else is on there? Can't quite see Brad's hand. I think I can see a Revoker, but that's it's not really anything right now.
So I got done with this. I mean, here's an interesting one. Like, I hear about things and I'm like, I found this interaction, and people are like, yeah, like, how long have you been playing Legacy for? You should have known that. I went to go like Pithing Needle, Thespian stage, and he goes like, in response, turn it into whatever, like your island.
Yeah.
And then because it's not the name of, it's named Island. So if you named Island with Pithing Needle, it would switch it off. But then it doesn't switch off the future Thespian stages.
Correct.
So then you've got to make a choice, like, do I name Island or do I name like Thespian stage to prevent it?
Yeah.
Like that's a cool little interaction I like learned about when playing against lands recently.
Yeah.
It only obviously works if they got the mana up to change the name, but often they will in a situation like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael just taxing the death and taxes, doing his job. He's got Mazavith for the one creature that Brad's got, and to keep that creature alive, he's got to pay one, and then he's getting ported anyway. I mean, it's just brutal, right?
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Although there's a little sort of number here. Oh, not really a number, but you can go... it's in upkeep, right? So he can float the white mana off the port
and pay for the
tabernacle. Right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
It's not. It doesn't really do anything. Really.
But it looks like Brad's paid an extra one there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure you could float it because it's an upkeep trigger.
Yeah.
So if he ports an upkeep,
Shocking.
or he does it in draw step is the other option.
No.
He goes.
No.
That's what you do, right?
Do you pay 3 for that one? Okay.
There's a Thalia out.
Oh, yep, of course.
Yeah, wasteland. Yeah, no. So you force the person to pay for Tabernacle.
Yeah.
And then in your draw step, you port the other land, and that's how you get to do it. So pretty strong there. Got to pay one.
All right. Well, so he's going to have to pay one whether or not he ports it or not. So
Michael's going to present a threat here, right?
Yeah. There's
not much
just sort of chugging along. He's got the depths and he's got the loam, so he'll probably get there pretty soon. But
I don't think there's much point porting here.
No,
because of what I explained earlier. Here's another interaction for you, not really relevant to this matchup. Do you know you can stifle storm triggers? As in, you don't have to let the storm resolve. You don't stifle the spell. You stifle the ability of
storm.
Put a spell on the stack for each spell cast before.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So they get the original copy, which you still would have to just plus this on pay for. But
just quickly, that Thalia is in the graveyard, so that's interesting. So he let it die to resolve the Aether Vial.
Yeah, and then he must have ripped land off the top.
Yeah,
because otherwise he probably would have paid. Or he's just wants to keep open swords. And I guess he figures there's no point having a Thalia out because he can't. No, that's right, because Aether Vial would cost 2 with Thalia out anyway.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so, interesting. Though that's good. I mean, I guess Maze of Ith, right, is just going to blanket even if he does pay.
But he's going to need 2 creatures out anyway to get around the Maze of Ith.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just lost, right? Now that there's a life on him, especially.
Yeah, he's
just lost.
And, yeah.
Because Brad's never going to be able to waste the Maze of Ith.
Yep. No, it's
in a long-term setting, Yeah,
it's pretty much over.
But it's a beautiful thing to watch a quality lands player in action. He's got a pretty reasonable, there's a lot going on here, and Mike is playing at a pretty reasonable pace.
Yeah, he is.
It's like Monopoly, like there's one clear defined winner, and then it just takes ages to actually close the game. That's why no one likes Monopoly.
Yeah.
It is a fun game, but then one person's won.
Yeah.
And then you're just watching them revel in it. And this is reveling in it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But it's not I don't know, if you were playing I don't think you'd just shortcut here. You'd still, the only reason you've got the lock on is because you're doing this every turn. You're getting your loam, you're making sure you're getting more wastelands out than they're getting lands.
Yeah.
Etc. That's what you're doing. You got to stay ahead of them.
Okay, so how does Brad win from here?
He doesn't win.
Just top deck a few planes and
no, he doesn't win.
Rest in peace?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe he can. Maybe Michael will activate Dark Depths and he'll play Containment Priest in response. But
even just then, delays it, right?
Right, because Maze of Ith is going to stop. The problem is Maze of Ith and Tabernacle. Because to get pressure on, you saw Thalia was out for ages.
Yeah,
chipping away, but Michael's on 18 because the chip away didn't work.
Chipping away, yeah.
All right, the chip but it didn't work because of Maze. So then you need 2 creatures to chip away to get around Maze.
Yeah,
but then you can't pay for the Tabernacle if you've got 2 creatures to chip away. So it's just not going to work.
So speaking of, I guess, variants of Death and Taxes, I feel like something like a red, white, and Taxes. If you were
Blood Moon, like a blue
Magus
moon
as well. I feel like that would be
Violent Magus,
a better option. A better option, maybe if your meta was very lands heavy, which not many metas are. But if that was the case,
Bloodmoon's pretty good right now.
Yeah, feels good. There's a lot of 3-colour decks running around. So.
Yeah, and 4-colour decks as well, mind you. It's an interesting one. What else do you get from red?
There was a red and white taxes variant running Direfleet Daredevil, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, that's not that relevant in this matchup. But
Michael's just sort of going through the motions. I don't know how many turns they're like. What turn do you think they're on? It's so hard to tell because like one person's got
10? I don't know.
two lands and the other person's got an exploration out.
Yeah, it's just digging for the thespian stage at this point.
Yeah. But to be honest, like even though Michael's not hitting it, it must be like a little frustrating. But he's hitting other things, right? Like he's just hit barbering. Yeah. So there's like another answer for.
So good in this matchup.
Yeah.
It's deals with like Mother of Runes and stuff as well.
Yeah, and the priest as well.
Yeah, priest, big one, isn't it? Actually,
I'm pretty sure there's literal 0% chance. Like if Michael plays correctly, I believe there's like a 0% chance that Brad can get out of this.
Yeah.
This is going to be so embarrassing if Brad wins, but like I'm pretty sure like provided Michael doesn't misplay, which is easy to do, but like if there was like a chess computer, you know how they've got like chess computers which can play like very quality games of chess. You could have like a chess computer play like perfectly this lands matchup. I think Brad like literally couldn't win.
Yeah.
Just porting and barbing and until he literally just finds it. Like thespian stage could be the bottom 4 cards.
Yeah.
And I believe that he would still win because it's just like a process, right?
Yeah.
Shock the face. I don't know about that, but sure.
Yeah, no.
With the chess computer, do that one, Michael?
No. I'm really not sure about that. But
he's just loaming it back. That's why. But
right, of course.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Deal 2 damage to your face.
Oh, I didn't even think about it. You could just keep loaming Barbarian Ring back.
Yeah.
That's
Mana Bomb, drop 4 lands. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay.
Brad's still in it. Well, I mean, he's still going.
Okay.
I guess if thespian stage is literally the bottom 4 cards, like including that you shuffle them to the bottom every time you shuffle.
Yeah.
And Brad is able to like flicker whisper 4 times and you deck yourself. That's like I guess the only way you can win.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Props to Brad if he pulls that off.
Let's go. Thespian stage on the bottom every time. Yeah. And every time you gamble. That's the other thing. Then there's also gambles, right? I guess there's 3 gambles in the bin.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking here, guys. This is getting a bit silly, but yeah. I mean, you can go like gamble, find it, and even if it hits the bin,
he's got a fire, 2 fires.
Punishing fire. Well, he only needs 1, right? Because he's got 3 Grover the Burning Willows. So this is some old school stuff, man. I mean, I remember this is how I used to play against. The first time I ever played against lands, it was like you game 1, shock you. You game 1, shock you. Because I think I had like Ensnaring Bridge out, and they couldn't merit Lage.
No.
This is like a long time ago, and that was their win con. It was just like lock the game out. No, he had Ensnaring Bridge.
Oh.
The Lands player,
The Lands player had Ensnaring Bridge.
Yeah, Lands used to run Ensnaring Bridge, and they would just like it was more like a lock, sort of game.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a weird Lands. I don't quite remember. Like it had like Trinisphere and other shit like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you just like gain 1 life, shock you, gain 1 life, shock you, gain 1 life, shock you. Just did that after 20 turns. And I died. And I was like, yep, all right.
Lands winning not using depths is a bit of a... it's pretty boring. But, hey, it's sometimes what they got to do.
It worked. I mean, I guess they can get a time a lot, though.
Yeah.
So, just the bin's full of absolute goodies.
Okay, so what could Brad vial in on 3? 4. Oh, hello.
Palace
Jailer. Is that?
Palace Jailer's pretty good.
Yeah.
Palace Jailer's good, yeah.
It's...
I guess... Oh, hang on now. Maybe I'm wrong. Brad can go, like, Palace Jailer or Flicker Wisp or something. Yeah. And then Surgical the Dark Depths. But this is another reason that the lands players are running a few more of the cycle lands. Yeah. Because they can go, like... Often I've gone like Surgical on their Dark Depths or on their Life from Loam.
Yeah.
and they just go cycle dredge the life from line.
Oh, yep. Okay, that's good.
I mean, I guess you can't get the because life from line is not instant speed, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, probably, but.
I can't believe Brad didn't have a 3-drop, or maybe he just really didn't want to play the 3-drop onto the 4-drop. He could just pay for the 1 each time the Palace Jailer. Interesting.
Palace Jailer has some draw every turn, right?
Okay.
Which is why he's now just cutting to hand size.
By Thalia.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is brutal. This
Yep.
is just brutal. You game 1. Punishing fire. Doesn't. I mean, Palace Jailer is just a 2/2, right? They kind of take
2/4, I reckon.
2/2, yeah. It's definitely 2/2.
It's 2/2.
Yeah, 2/2. But it doesn't do anything because Palace Jailer doesn't read that when that if it dies, nothing happens, and there's a Mazy without. So I think you just ignore it.
Oh yeah.
We haven't seen Croson Grip or Tyler's Tracker either.
No.
So I'm still wondering what those 3 cards that he sideboarded in were, or if he just hasn't found it. We've gone through a lot of Michael's deck now.
Yeah. Yep. Interesting. Yeah. How could he have not drawn it by now? It's weird. You almost wonder how many. If he was paying 3 per turn for that Dark Depths, you wonder how many he would be down for, right? He'd be at least below 5.
Maybe we just missed like an early surgical and all the Thespian stages are gone. And you and I are just sitting here being like, man, where's Michael's Thespian stage? And we just like were zoned out on turn 1 when it like got milled and Brad, and they've just like put their exile pile off the camera or something.
Oh, yeah. That would
it's
be
like,
funny.
where are these Thespian stages?
Yeah, in actual fact, this whole game, Michael's just like stressing, and we think he's just in the driver's seat.
Even then, mind you, I feel like you can just do that punishing fire barbering plan that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not that far fetched when you've got this much mana.
Yeah.
You know, like there you go.
It begins.
Right? And then barbering, it's 3 a turn. It's only 5 turns. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good card.
Yeah.
You watch. There'll be Rest in Peace, and then the Punishing Fire will be turned off. Okay. Brad has so many cards. Lyle on 4 is not doing here. Oh, Wasteland.
Oh, yeah, Wasteland.
Yep.
I think it does nothing.
No, it doesn't do anything. Would you have Wastelanded that Maze with?
I would not. I would
2
not.
2 damage? No, because he's got barbering it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got like 5 options to deal with everything.
Yeah. Although I gotta say, Rest in Peace. Maybe Rest in Peace is actually how Brad gets back in this.
Yeah.
But even then, like, he's still got to deal with like 4 tokens.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be more Dark Depths and more Thespian stages, even if they exile and you can't get it back.
Yeah.
Brad just can't apply any pressure whatsoever.
No.
Through ports, tabernacles, and mazes.
Okay.
This is old school. I remember when Lance used to run Bob. Yeah, just because there's mainly lands and the spells that are cast are just super cheap.
Yeah.
And you'd play Bobs and stuff and just get him with the Bobs, but
Bob's just not what he used to be. I mean, I think he's still playing 4-color loan.
I think he's just outclassed by Taylor's Tracker.
Yeah, Tracker's so good. Such a good card. Okay.
Is that another Punishing Fire? Doesn't really make a difference. I guess you keep it in your hand just in case there is a Rest in Peace.
Surely he has enough Punishing Fires to do some damage.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
Wasteland.
Wasteland.
Do you respond to Wasteland something else? No?
I honestly don't think it matters too much.
No, it doesn't. But...
He's got his hands full of Life from Loams, right?
Yeah, true.
You can just Life from Loam 3 times and get everything back.
Loam again. Yep.
And you got mana bond, right? So you yeah.
It's disgusting. Being wastelanded 3 times in one turn. Not heaps of fun.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is. He's kept Horizon Canopies and the Sheltered Ticket, so he's obviously, I don't know, but Life on Loam's not good if they have a Rest in Peace, so you don't even need to cycle, you don't even want to cycle to dredge it back, right? Because you don't want the Life on Loam if there's a Rest in Peace. So I'm not quite sure, I don't know, I think maybe he's just got some new lands in hand because he's not really thinking about what he wants.
Yeah.
He's just grabbing 3 random lands and then dumping it with Mana Bond. Which is pretty fair. Mana Bond, yeah. Just kind of Life on Loam. Play
that. Is that red-green cycling land?
Yeah, that's red-green cycling land, green cycling land, Horizon Canopy, and Barbering.
Yeah. Okay, so it's double tapping. Ooh, planes, very nice.
Nice draw, Brad.
Hey, planes is what you want.
Is it?
Is that a council's judgment? That's
not
doing much. Alright. Barbarian ring. He's got to be close now.
Cycle. Just get the punishing fire. Where is it?
We can't even see.
There's a Thespian stage.
Yes.
Here we go.
You don't even need it. Just
here's a
punishing fire for the win, right? There's like 4.
Yeah. You're close, right? I mean, how much mana have you got? Could you just fire the face like 4 times or something and then barbering twice? I don't know.
I swear you could, right?
You could.
I don't know.
Because you got exploration. I'm just trying to think, like, if you've got enough mana to go, like, end of turn barbering you, Life from Loam, play barbering you, play barbering you, Life from Loam again, and then, like, mana bomb, barbering you.
Jeez. Yep.
Like, I haven't done the maths, but there's a potential there. Anyway, he's got Thespian stage here. Although, Brett does run Surgical Extraction, right?
Second stage. Yeah, Surgical wouldn't matter.
No, I don't think Surgical does it
Loam
anymore. I think it's all about Rest in Peace.
If Michael had $1 for every time he cast Life from the Loam, he'd be
a wealthy man
this game.
Just from this game alone.
Yeah. Loaming it up. Alright.
He's got a lot of red mana too. I feel like it's a punishing fire win.
Yep. Loam?
Life from Loam. Nice
Third
choice.
one this turn. Alright, so we got
Molten Vortex would be absolute. You can see how strong the Molten Vortex is here. It's the sort of same as punishing fire in a sense, but like you can utilize your red mana a lot more effectively. It's 2 damage to any target for discarding a land. When you have that much life on one, you can see how the engine works. Obviously, just being able to go like, like pay 5 red, do 10 to your face or whatever.
Okay, imagine if Brad was running the red-white taxes and he just gets plateau off the top, just price of progress. How good would that be?
I think price of progress does get you out of this. Yeah.
Oh boy, I would. You know what? I would be impressed.
Yeah. It's Burn Player's dream, isn't it?
Yeah.
This board state.
Like,
yeah. Alright, here we go. He's going for the combo. I almost think that at this point you don't go for it because you assume Brad's got swords in hand, right? Because, like, what else would he have in hand? Right. Or
he just drew it.
No, I think he had a swords already.
No, I swear he just drew that.
Oh, then he's got
maybe he flicked it.
He definitely had two.
Oh, 39. Well,
but yeah, I feel like you just win with
37.
I feel like you just win with the punishing fire here.
Yeah,
because you know like
right.
There's flicker wisps and I guess it doesn't have violence for, but
yeah,
or even another palace jailer.
I just want to make it obvious to the listeners.
Let's just jump both.
Beckett and myself are not lands players. Maybe we're missing something here, but I feel like fire would be it.
Maybe you just wanted to gain 20 life. Who doesn't like gaining 20 life?
Oh, it's not bad, yeah. It's yep. When the D&T player is swung with a creature once the whole game.
How many cards do you reckon are left in Michael's deck?
Less than 20.
I reckon less than 10, mate.
Yeah.
There's just looking at it, there's about 40 cards
there's 20
play on
20 something lands in play. I was counting for the price of progress and it was in the 40s. So
I'd say there's about 20 odd cards in his bin.
Yeah, 4.
So I reckon there's only a couple.
Yeah, this is it, surely. Wasteland. Oh, Canopy.
Yeah, Canopy cycle there.
Yeah.
Maybe Mike is getting worried about. Michael might be getting worried about killing himself.
10 cards in deck? Is that what Brad just did?
Yeah, I reckon.
Oh, thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, good work.
We're thinking about that.
Awesome. Ooh, yeah. It's almost like you knew we were going to talk about it. All right. Barbarian Ring?
Come on, Barbarian Ring.
Just play it.
Let's do it. Has he got another cycler in his hand? Yeah, he could have picked up a cycler there. Right.
Do you think he's trying to beat his previous record of amount of life from the looms cast in one turn?
I think he can do it here, right? He's got Barb in hand, so he barbs down to 2.
Yeah.
No. Why didn't he do it? Right? Did he not have a cycler in his hand?
I don't know.
I think he needed to not play one of his cycle lands the turn before because he put him in play. Keep him in hand so that you can dredge life from him again. Because mana bond is only in your end step, so he's gone to his end step once he mana bonds.
Okay,
that's the game. Wowzers! That is lands.
Yep.
That's lands doing lands.
Yeah, that was a slog.
I reckon his last 3 cards were Tyler's Tracker.
Just when he sideboarded, he just didn't shuffle, just chucked him on the bottom and just started the game.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, we're Adelaide Eternal, and that was round 1 of the Legacy. Stay tuned for more Legacy content.